I'm Jay.
I'm Adrian.
And together we are the
Two Crazy Cat Ladies.
I'm gonna cut you.
I think I just peed.
Buckle up. We're back in the closet.
Welcome to another very special episode of Back in the Closet with the Two Crazy Cat Ladies, where we are joined by not just two, but three of the loveliest humans, intuitives, and animal communicators on the planet. Three of our favorite, at least. Karen, Meredith, and Julie for mini animal communication readings.
It's like a holiday edition, isn't it?
It is a holiday edition.
It's Meowie Holidays.
Mm-hmm. I can't tell you how happy I am to see your faces. And I know we're a couple minutes late, but for anyone watching, we were trying to figure out.
We were trying to figure out Instagram. It says that we're live, but I don't think that we're actually live. So, oh well.
Yes, but I am so grateful you guys are here. I think the holiday season is really one of those things where a lot of people get reflective or, contemplative about their babies in general. So this is going to be such a gift. And I'm so grateful that you guys are spending some of your special holiday time with us. For anyone that hasn't met you guys, can we just do a little around the square, quick introductions for everyone to get to know you guys a little bit better?
Let's start with you, Karen.
Okay, well, we are so thrilled to be back. I love you, ladies. So I am Karen Dundee-Smith. I am the founder and one of the directors. You've got all three directors here this evening of the Animal Communication Collective. Been an animal communicator for 4 or 5 years now, also soul-level intuitive coach. I've been doing Chinese energy medicine, particularly Pangu Shenggong energy work, and teaching Qigong for over 20 plus years. And we are all here to try to help everyone for the holiday season with their animals and share amazing messages. The Animal Communication Collective, you guys, maybe some of you have seen us. We've been doing some charity work for the last few years with rescues and shelters where 100% of the proceeds go to them. And I'll let Meredith and Julie share also pieces of the ACC as well. So just big shout out. Glad to be here. Meredith, you're up.
Hey, everybody. I'm Meredith Tollison. I am co-director, one of the co-directors of the ACC, the Animal Communication Collective. I am down here in Tupelo, Mississippi, coming to you this evening. So here's a little bit of my Southern accent happening. Karen and I have been on a couple of times with Jay and Adrian and have loved it. And we're so glad that Julie's here to join us tonight. I am also a certified soul level animal communicator, certified soul level intuitive coach. I have a background in behavior, primarily for canines. I'm a certified dog trainer. It's a lot of certifieds. But this has become my passion. I'm really, really enjoying the work that I'm doing with the animals, the fundraising work that we're doing, online fundraising events for shelters and rescues around the country, and ultimately, hopefully, around the world. So glad to be here and looking forward to working with you all tonight. The holidays are a hard time, and I imagine that they're a joyful time. I don't mean to go straight to the negative, but I imagine that there are a lot of people who are missing a lot of little fur babies right now, and hopefully we will be able to bring you guys some messages for them this evening. Julie, off to you.
Hey, everybody. My name's Julie Hiert. I'm actually in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and I, too, am a certified soul-level animal communicator and intuitive coach, just like Meredith and Karen. I'm a social media director for the Animal Communication Collective, and I'm so excited for this organization. We just did a fundraiser for an entity south of Chicago called the Moon Dog Farm, and for those of you who know who Andrew Harvey is, he joined us, and you can check out any of these events that we've done. We've got a YouTube channel under the Animal Communication Collective, so you can see what an event looks like. And like Karen said, all the money goes directly to the charity. We do everything volunteer. We don't take a dime. And I also just wanted to remind everybody that come Christmas Eve, don't forget the story that that's when the animals, you can actually hear your animals talk. If anybody remembers that back from when you went to I went to catechism, back when you went to Sunday school, did you ever hear this story?
No.
Oh my gosh, on Christmas Eve, just before it becomes Christmas, you can hear the animals talk. You just got to stay up late. You got to, not Santa's way, but you got to listen to the end. Yes. It's an old parable. Yeah.
Oh my!
I did
I'm looking
not
for
know that. I was never allowed to stay up late.
I wasn't either. So yeah. So but now I talk to animals, so it's true.
Mhm.
Wow, that's so
God.
cool. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to move our little faces because we are just going to be the little backups here and pick from the comments. But Karen, could you explain it to everybody what the session's going to be about, what we need from or what you guys need from people in the comments in order to have a mini reading done here on this podcast, and then we will do like we usually do, and we'll just pick the comments and read it to you guys.
Okay, fabulous. Thank you. Okay, so everybody, what we need in short form all together in one chat, don't break this up. What we need is the name of your animal, the species, so just cat, dog, horse, iguana. We don't need to get into breeds. If they're male or female, their gender, if they're alive or in spirit, and then give us your one question, but make it really short and clean. Don't tell us a whole story. Just say, what do I need to know right now about Fluffy's best friend? Or what do I need to know about Sammy's food? So keep it short and sweet so that we can get all the information from the animal. Okay?
I love it.
Awesome,
They're
awesome. We already have
coming
some
in.
coming in.
That's awesome.
So if
Are
you guys are ready,
We are ready. And just so everybody realizes what we're going to do tonight, because there's 3 of us, is we're going to round robin pairs.
Great.
So Meredith and I will go, and then Meredith and Julie, and then Julie and me, and we'll just keep going as long as we can so we can get as many of these in as possible.
awesome. You guys are
Thank
so
you.
beautiful, and thank you so much for volunteering your time to do this for the cat community, for the beautiful people in this chat today.
Yes.
Okay, so let's start with DCAD1 on YouTube. Oh, I just lost it. There it goes. Okay, Jasper, male, cat, living. Any health issues I need to be aware of?
Okay, so what Meredith and I are going to do is we're going to check in with Jasper, give you a little bit about what he wants to say about himself super quick, go into his health. But what we're going to do is ask him, what do we need to know about how you're feeling right now to share with DCAD1. Okay. So just give us a minute. We're calling in Jasper. So as I call in Jasper, I feel this weight from him. He's big. I feel like whether he's actually big really, or it's just his energy, he's a big dude. I just want to say big dude. And he's very his energy is really big. And I feel like my head is really focused. And I feel like a lot of stuff going on in my head, actually. So as he comes in, I actually am seeing like a Tonka truck from when we were little kids, those Tonka trucks. I feel like he's showing me that picture too of himself.
I get that, Karen, with like big 4x4 off-road tires, like he's barreling through this existence. But the first thing I feel in my body, I'm also a animal Reiki practitioner, and I feel very, very hot in my hands. So while you were talking, I was asking, is this heat his energy? Is this heat him asking for energy? But now my hands feel super full. Like I'm holding them like this, like I've got great big balls of something in my hand. It's hot and full and feels powerful. Like he could sling it like a ball of fire at as you guys look above your heads at something and really make a difference. I feel like he's saying, this Tonka truck, these big wheels, these big hands, these balls of fire, I can make a difference.
And so DCAD1, as I ask him about how he feels in his body, I am feeling that heat as well as Meredith did too. I'm feeling a little bit of pressure here in my chest. And I'm also feeling a lot of heat coming through my now paws because I'm body mapping with him that sync up with the intestinal meridian that goes up into the face and around here. So digestion may be a little bit heated. I mean, that's the sense I'm getting. Maybe digestion is a little heated. I would also check the gum line, his gum line, and just make sure there's nothing inflamed in there as well, because I'm feeling a little bit of heat coming from here and up my front paws, which is the intestinal meridian.
So not having as much knowledge about the intestinal meridian as Karen does, I'm actually being drawn again to my hands, my paws. And this sounds very simple, but I feel like you should check the nails and make sure that they're staying properly trimmed, that he has appropriate scratching opportunities. I know in older cats, sometimes their nails will just grow overnight and start curling in. Be sure and keep an eye on these nails. And also, it feels like you may need to keep an eye on his food and his intake because his weight feels like it might be an issue. And I feel in his head that he likes being solid, but he doesn't want to be solid in whatever this energetic state is, as well as physically, but he doesn't want to become chubby.
Chubby. Oh,
Okay.
you ladies are great. Okay.
Sweet Jasper.
Okay. Elisa.
Elisa. There's another comment that she just passed a few weeks ago.
Charlotte, cat in spirit, female. Is she still out there?
All right. Julie and I are going to take this one. Elisa, I'm very, very sorry for your loss.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can connect with Charlotte in her recent passing. She feels very ethereal to me. She really does feel very angelic and floaty. And a lot of times this represents to me that she is, this part of her transition, she's kind of getting used to being out of body, that she's kind of learning how to work her energy in spirit without having the grounding. She's showing me an image of these legs and claws. You know how cats will reach for something with their claws? These legs coming down and reaching to try and find something to ground into. Julie, I'm going to sit with that for a second while you give your immediate impressions.
Yeah, and I also too wanted to say I'm so sorry for your loss. It's really hard. When I connect in with Charlotte shows me an image of her as Princess Charlotte, who is, I believe, one of Kate and Will's little daughters. But and Princess Charlotte that she's showing me is dressed almost as like Madeline, like the character from the school books or back in the day. And I get this, there's a little bit of a regal sense, but it's more of like a princess, but not too foo-foo-y princess, but just held in high regard, but like born to noble birth almost, if you will, but not, but she doesn't really take herself too seriously is how Charlotte is making me feel. And as far as what Meredith was saying about ethereal and whatnot, I do feel like she's still swirling a little bit around your head. And I do feel, and I hear her say that she's been trying to get through to your dreams at night. So I don't know, Alyssa, if you've been having dreams of her, but I do see her. She's actually kind of like knocking on the door of your dreams is what I'm hearing her say. So I'm hoping that makes sense. Meredith, what else were you getting?
So I very, very frequently get an immediate response to the name, a link to the name of the animal that I'm connecting with. And I'm getting Charlotte from Charlotte's Web.
Mm-hmm.
And the message written in the web, and it says, good job. And I'm hearing, look up. Jay and Adrian, you can relate to this with a kitty, like walking around above your heads. Look up, look into the corners, look into the lost and forgotten spaces where, a cobweb might actually appear. And that's where you will see her, or where you'll notice a presence from her, and watch for the messages out of the corner of your eye and in the corners of your space. Is she still out there? Absolutely. You have to open yourself up to accepting the messages. And if you dream that you see a word written in a spider web, know that that is a message from Charlotte and say, thank you. I recognize that you're here.
And I don't know why my ears right here suddenly have gotten really warm, and I feel like someone's putzing with them. So I'm not sure if she's messing with your ears or you used to mess with hers, but that's another little thing that's going on right now. I don't know why.
One thing I want to add to that, Julie, is as you say that, I feel like tufty. Like I feel long tufty hairs coming out of the ears, and then they're reflecting to me as antenna. Like they're picking up signs and signals, and I actually see the ears like turning like a satellite dish. So there's something going on with messages coming in through these little tufties to me.
Mm-hmm.
I love that so much. You guys are fantastic. Okay. Next, transfunctional media says Coco, dog, female, in spirit. What do I need to know about her getting lost decades ago?
Okay.
Yeah, that's a hard one. I mean, it's a hard situation. Yeah.
Julie, you ready to do this one with me?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Let's just check in with Coco. And what do we need to know?
So transfunctional media, Coco starts singing. There was a song from a show in the 70s, so it dates me, but it says, people have been talking about my best friend. And that's what I feel like the two of you. And then I see this, like the fingers crossed, but like the two people together, like you and Coco really together, really intertwined. Best friends is what I'm hearing Coco say about you, transfunctional media.
And she went right to the getting lost part with me. I'm just going to call you TM because it's easier, TM. Yeah. And right away, I felt like something going on in my head in here that messed with her navigation system is the way that I'm hearing it. So there's a sense that I'm getting from her that I feel like I was outside and I'm seeing like vegetation and outdoor type stuff, not just a town, but like outdoor woodsy type stuff. And her sense of direction getting kind of mixed up and confused. And I also get the sense where she didn't mean to get lost, but it was also something that was her head was, ooh, that's not what I want to happen. Her head was being pulled in a certain direction from this side of her head to go as part of kind of her path, which is really hard to tell someone, but it also is something that I'm feeling like she wants you to know that somebody feels like they made a mistake, but they didn't make a mistake. It was all the things lined up and the pull in her head pulled her to go. I hear how that makes sense.
Yeah. And I hear her saying, I'm sorry. I also feel she was picked up by someone. She lived.
Oh my God, me too.
Yeah, right. She lived the rest of her life safe and sound. She lived long life elsewhere. She just kept saying, I'm sorry. She didn't mean to leave you. Because again, she's doing that best friends song from the 70s. Yeah. I don't think she was. That back then she lived. Yeah, she went elsewhere. Right.
Yeah. I don't feel like she passed away when she got lost. I feel like she got picked up by someone.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe she wasn't chipped or they just didn't care if she was chipped, but somebody picked her up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
I feel like she ended up like miles away when she got picked up, not near you, but I'm talking like 50, 60, 70 miles away in the end. So it's not like you would have run into her. She also wants you to know.
Yeah. Like it was before chips, I think. It's decades ago, I would think, but it feels like flyers wouldn't have made a difference.
Mm-hmm.
It was that far.
Yeah. So TM, let us know if that makes sense to you in the chat at some point. We're so sorry about that.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, Blue Jay. Hey, listen, guys. YouTube is for the win here on the questions. Remember, you need to say it's actually running on the bottom here. If you want to get your questions answered, just do it in this order, and we will try to get to everybody. So Blue Jay 64 says Misty, cat, female, alive. Is she in pain when she hollers?
Okay. So Meredith and I are going to take this one. And just a quick hey to BK Pets. We saw your message in there. Love you guys too.
Love you.
Okay. So Misty cat female alive. Is she in pain when she hollers? Okay,
Karen, do you
so
mind if I-
I'm hearing like sassy pants, but what are you hearing, Meredith?
I'm feeling something urinary. I'm not going to call it pain. I'm going to call it actually, yeah, I'm going to call it discomfort. I'm feeling like there is an attention getting aspect to this, but there is potentially something that you should consider having checked out by your vet to be sure that there's not a urinary tract issue going on here. But it's the cat who cried wolf, if you will, that she likes to talk a lot and listen for the shift in the tone of when she's yowling, because there's one yowl that's, hey, I'm here and I'd like some food, I'd like some attention, I'd like your complete undivided attention, and another that feels like, oh, but this actually kind of hurts.
I'm also getting the sense from her that she may be an older cat, maybe a little bit of cognitive reconfirming of who's around type thing going on. So it would be interesting if, so Blue Jay's saying I have a sassy, so that's very funny. Maybe they're muscling in. But no, with Misty, I do feel like what I'm feeling from her is a little bit of like, hey, you guys, hey, yoo-hoo, are you there? You. I have one that does that. If we go upstairs and he's downstairs, he starts meowing. If we go downstairs and he's upstairs, he starts meowing. So always checking in. And I feel like there's a little bit of cognitive stuff going on around check-in mode as well on this one.
And as you say that, it makes me feel like maybe she's losing a little bit of vision. And the it's like bats with the echolocation, that somehow this meowing is helping her sort of find her space in her home. It helps her know exactly where she is. But I would pay attention to the difference in, hey, I'm just talking, or settling myself, and I may need to have this urinary thing checked out.
Yeah. And if you don't already, a little bit of brain power help might be helpful. I'm seeing in your chat that you're saying she is 15, so she is older. A little supplement to help the brain, the cognitive function of the brain, some MCT oil or something, right, you guys? Like
B12.
B12, something to just kind of just brighten up the head a little bit. I feel like it's maybe just a little bit of beginnings of kind of dimmy, think slower, maybe just a little bit slower happening in the firing that goes like yoo-hoo, yoo-hoo.
Yeah. Well, quick story, Blue Jay, our cat, Oliver Twist, he was a singer, and he would holler, and he, like, for his whole life, pretty much, as soon as he became an adult, he would sing at certain times of the day. And it was this one tone that was basically like, give me attention. And he would do it every day around the same time. And then when he got older, his howl changed a little bit, and it started happening at night. And then we started getting worried, and we did find out that it was cognitive decline. We had everything else checked, and B12 stopped that. So it's just a great, overall, if you get the, oral synthetic one. Okay, let's keep going.
Okay, so Meredith, you're up.
Yes.
Okay, so Meredith and Julie. Emmet, cat, male, alive. Should I be overly concerned about this new health issue or trust my intuition?
Ooh, great question.
First of all, I don't know if that's Emmet, but I love a black cat with big yellow eyes.
Yeah, she has like 18 black cats, I think.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Good for you.
Mm-hmm.
So you should always trust your intuition. But that doesn't mean that there's not cause for concern. Let me dig into that for a second. So your intuition is telling you that there is a health issue. So you should pay attention to that. But it feels like maybe this is not as overwhelming as you may have been led to believe. that it's something that is worth your attention, but not worth digging into too much medical treatment. You should check into some other options that, not a veterinarian here, but see what your options are without going too much into medical intervention. Emmet doesn't feel like he really wants regular chronic, isn't that a funny word that popped out of my face? Doctor visits. You go ahead, Julie, and let me see what else I've got.
Yeah,
here.
and I'm getting to trust your intuition. In addition, if you can find a vet that is willing to collaborate with your intuition and honor your gut feeling, but also your role as, I'm going to say, mom, and collaborate with you is what I'm hearing Emmet say. He wants to be like, have a team, if you will, like a 3-party team, him, you, and the vet, that'll actually take a look at some different types of treatments. And what Emmet is saying that maybe aren't so invasive, nor are they as expensive.
And I'm getting the feeling from Emmet that Emmet does not like to be told what to do.
Yeah.
So Emmet doesn't like anyone who gets too big for their britches, if you'll allow me that expression, saying my way is the only way. I agree with you, Julie, that a collaborative effort would be much better for Emmet. He'd like to know that everyone has his greatest good at heart, and no one's going to try and be the boss of him.
Yeah. Status quo medical treatment, and Emmet, no. Is what I'm hearing. Like, I'm my own cat, and I need to be treated as such. I don't want to do the normal, I don't want to say that because I'm not a vet, right? But I don't want to do like what the standard textbook protocol is. Not for me. That's not how my body works, is what I'm hearing.
I agree with you. There are other ways to consider the same options.
Mm-hmm.
Look at all of them.
Yeah.
The way his mom works too.
Absolutely.
All right. Okay. Kelly here. Buttercup, female cat, in spirit, passed in September. So sorry for your loss. How are you now?
Kelly, I am really sorry for your loss. Your last name means neighbor too in German. So I just find that really nice. Here, it's like neighborly. And it's interesting too, because Buttercup wanted me to be able to tell you that, like, there's like a neighbor like quality to Buttercup as well as even to you, kind of a thing. So that's a little message from Buttercup. And also what I immediately heard when I connected with Buttercup to answer your question, how are you now? I'm hearing it's a party up in here. And I don't know if you can feel it because we keep trying to throw glitter down on you every night, but it is like nonstop party. And I feel like a lot of people, relatives that you have too, Kelly, that are on the other side are all around Buttercup and making sure that they're holding her properly. I hope that makes sense.
And as you're saying that, Julie, so I'm getting chills from Buttercup right now because I'm like, am I really going to tell Kelly that that's what you're showing me? And she's like, tell her. So I am literally seeing this beautiful, elegant, slinky woman sitting on a piano in like a red silk shiny dress, like from, I don't know, like the 40s, with the long cigarette and she's like very sultry singing on this piano. When I asked her how she's doing, she's like, this is how I'm doing, darling. I'm singing. But there's this sultriness to her in spirit that's just very like smooth and elegant, and I'm like, wow, you're pretty cool in spirit. And she wants you to know, Kelly, there is an elegance to her spirit. There is an elegance to being in spirit that is for her very musical. Very different. She's also making it clear a little different than how maybe it was before she left. But now there's this beautiful, sultry elegance to her spirit.
Yeah.
Anything else, Julie? Are you picking up anything?
No, the elegant stuff, because we were just talking about Downton Abbey and the clothes earlier today, and that's like the dress, like the Great Gatsby.
Yeah.
The one with Leonardo DiCaprio, that kind of like glitz glamour. Yeah. But still party up in here.
Yeah.
Love
Aw.
it, Buttercup. Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
All right. GA Cat Daddy says gingerbread, male, living, health related issues or condition. Is there a
Okay.
health related issues or condition?
Okay. So Meredith and I are going to do this one. So give us a minute.
I'm
Gingerbread
assuming,
male.
Karen, the question is, are there any health-related issues or condition
Yep.
that GA Cat Daddy needs to know about?
Okay. So we'll ask Gingerbread do a little body mapping and check in with him to see if there's anything he wants his dad to know.
Jumping right in, the name
Okay, great.
Gingerbread. The name Gingerbread, I see Santa Claus, like I see a jolly old elf, if you will. I'm seeing large around the middle, and I'm hearing that any health-related issues or conditions might be connected to the things we all know that might happen with a little bit of extra around the middle. That this kitty really enjoys his food and is sort of in denial about what the excess of that enjoyment might mean for his ongoing health and condition. That he's kind of fat and jolly and he likes it that way.
And when I checked with Gingerbread, initially what I saw was like a kid with really a freckled, scrunched up face, like that, like from oh my god,
Mikey from Life Cereal.
yeah, kind of like that, but even like what were those little rascals? The little rascals. There was a kid that was like, and he had like the scrunchy face, and he didn't like anybody else telling him what to do. But
Karen,
he
I
always
feel
had like this lollipop with him, and he's like this. He was kind of making me laugh, but at the same time, I also felt like some textury stuff on the sides of my neck. For me, usually that's a sign of like maybe thyroid, something maybe being a little off. Maybe that's not helping if he is a little chubster, maybe that's not helping his weight. But I am feeling a little bit of something here on the sides, whatever that means.
I'm feeling that there's a food related situation here, Karen, that is totally your area of expertise. Are they saying something?
Yeah, so losing weight and eats ravenously. That's like
Thyroid.
check the thyroid, because I am feeling, to Meredith's point, he's eating, and I feel like something's going on here, and there's like a energy in his like, and wanting to like keep licking the lollipop. So I would, have his thyroid tested. Yeah, that's where I would go with that one.
All right. This one is Love Is. I love Love Is. I love that name.
Mm-hmm.
Bramble, male, cat, and living. I want to know if there's anything he wants or needs that I'm not aware of.
I don't know why he's starting to sing Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas Is You. But that's what I feel like, loud and clear, like I'm watching Love Actually or something. I don't know. Sorry, Mayor, go ahead.
There does feel like a neediness here. There does feel like a neediness. There feels like a busyness in life that is, yes, I love you and I pet you and I scratch you, but Bramby would really like to snuggle on the sofa, have cozy time and blankies. And I'm seeing fuzzy socks with unicorns. Like, seriously, stop, put on your fuzzy unicorn socks, put on a face mask, make a big cup of hot tea, and literally sit on the couch, not scrolling on the phone, literally sit on the couch doing nothing but petting Bramby and listening for what Bramby has to say about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw that whole scene too, Mayor, with electricity, but like a fire going and snow coming down, and just like you have nowhere to go but Bramby's eyes is what I'm hearing. Rather romantic, Bramby's trying to be too. I feel like, not in like in a weird way, but just like, yeah, Let's get
Yeah, not
cozy.
in a weird way.
Not in a
But
super.
cozy time. It feels
Yeah.
like down here in the South, if we have a snow day, we actually have an excuse to sit on the couch and even if you pull up the fireplace YouTube on your laptop and look at that, like it's an excuse to sit and do nothing because nobody can drive, nobody can go out, nobody can do anything because we don't know how to handle snow down here. Make that excuse for yourself. Make that excuse. It is Saturday afternoon and I'm going to sit here in my unicorn fuzzy socks and pet my cat.
Yeah. And I see Love is wrote they'd love to, but Bramby doesn't come to Love is. And to me, it feels like from Bramby, it's like, because there's not enough bandwidth, if you will, from Love is. It's Bramby's like, I'm not well, I want to, but like, I want to be all in. And I don't know if you've got the full amount of time, kind of like what you were saying, Meredith. So it feels like there's a little uncertainty from Bramby. Like, do I get you all now? Or do I only get a little bit? Because if I only get a little bit, then I'll just go over here and play with this mouse. But if I get all of it, then I'm in. That's how it feels to me. I don't know, Mare, if you're picking up anything.
Yeah. Love is. Love you, love is. There's an energetic shift that you need to be aware of in yourself to fully be present, not partially present, not I'm sitting on the couch and he's not in my lap, so I'm going to go do the rest of the things that I need to get done. Seriously settle into this and open up this funnel of here I am. And from a behavior perspective, keep in mind that this could take a little time, but this is part of the lesson that Bramby's working with you on, is to stop, to be present, to take that time for yourself. It's not lazy. It's adequate rest. This is what you need for yourself. And he's going to reinforce that for you.
And he's reminding me of the Christmas Eve story. So if you can take Christmas Eve off and just be with him, you may hear some things. So,
and I keep hearing love is patient.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And honey, I know I'm the world's worst at being patient, the world's worst, but it does happen. Like when our cats actually want us to take that time to rest and relax so that they can feel comfortable coming into our energy. It's beautiful when it happens. It doesn't happen a whole lot for me because
she never sits down on the couch.
I never sit down on the couch. I'm always on the go, but in those moments, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep going. Lorna here.
Okay.
Pebbles, female cat in spirit. Is there a message from her to me? I miss her so much.
Lorna, we're so sorry for your loss.
Yeah.
Okay, Pebbles.
Lorna, I just have to say the first thing that I hear from Pebbles, and it's in relation to your question, is I am so proud of you. Pebbles is showing me there's been some, and I realize like her passing is it, but it doesn't feel like that's been the challenge, that there's actually been something else, someone else has said to you either, and maybe it has to do with her passing, either someone has said, just move on, it's just a cat, or they've said something to you and tried to stop you from moving forward in what you're trying to accomplish. And you're like, no, I'm doing this. And you kept going. And so Pebbles I feel like Pebbles sits right over here on your right hand, like right behind your right shoulder. And it's just like, go, you got this. Like, I just feel like you've got a cheerleader right now. So yeah, go ahead, Karen.
So Pebbles came in to show me her sweet nature from when she was in her body in the 3D. There was a sweetness to her that she's showing me that really touched your heart. And that she knows how much you're missing that sweetness that the two of you had, because she also I have this knowing that was such a special kind of sweetness that you two had together that you maybe not experiencing it with humans the way that you did with her. And so I'm feeling how big that loss actually is for you, and how she really was in some ways a confidant for you, even though you may not have told her everything, but she could feel everything and you knew she could feel everything. So there was a peacefulness to your connection with her that I can understand why you're missing. So she just wants to tell you she understands that's what you're going through right now, and that she is holding you in her heart while you're trying to figure out how to manage what's missing in the 3D with her. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense, Lorna, because she really wants you to know how much she loves you and is still holding your heart. And I actually see like these little wings kind of flying around you like a little angel, like just trying to tell you it's okay. It's okay that you're that sad, and it's okay to grieve that deeply if you need to. She's sweetie. She's such a sweet soul, sweet energy. Yeah.
I love that. Okay. TJ, Echo cat male living. Any health issues? He's not acting right.
Okay. All right, Meredith, let's check in with Echo. Okay, Echo. Something is I feel like something is going on, and I'm being drawn right away to the left side of my body, kind of in this area. I don't know if it's a spleen or something. Just feels like it's not processing properly. I feel like this weird in my mouth, like a weird dryness in my mouth. Or what are you getting?
That's funny. I immediately felt like all of the moisture being sucked out of my mouth. Like I need to stop and take a sip and swallow and all of that. But I also went straight with echo and hearing, and I hear kind of that womp, 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 and was drawn straight to sort of a vertigo feeling. I just feel a little lopsided. I feel a little off balance. And now I'm being drawn to the back of the jaw on my right side, kind of going from the teeth into the sinuses and up behind my ear. And I feel like there could be something that I'm hearing imbalance. Now, is this physical balance or is this a chemical imbalance? I don't know, but I'm feeling it here on the right side of my head, and I'm hearing the word imbalance. Off balance. It's not imbalance, it's off balance. I feel lopsided. I feel like a mountain goat walking with legs shorter on one side than on the other.
Yeah. And I definitely feel some pressure in the back of my head. Some chemistry or something is off in this. I don't know if the spleen is trying too hard to over process the blood flow or something, but something is, get a blood test for him, I guess is what I would say. Just get some blood tested for him and make sure the levels are all working properly. Because it feels almost like if you had a sugar imbalance, or like like when you're, I don't want to label it. It feels like some insulin or sugar imbalance potentially, or something's not, the spleen is trying to overwork. That's what so see what happens if you can get a blood test for him.
I also feel a level of frustration in him, from him, that he recognizes something happening. Like those days when you just can't get your words together and you're like, God, can't finish this sentence. I keep saying the wrong thing. Not saying it's cognitive, but just that level of frustration that something feels wonky, something feels lopsided, and I don't really understand why. And I don't know how to express to you, TJ, this is where it hurts, because it doesn't really hurt. It just feels a little
like off. But as I was checking in with him and you were talking about, he made me feel like I could take a deep breath, because now you know that what you're noticing is a thing that you should be checking on. So he's kind of like, okay, now he's going to check on it.
I agree with that.
Wow.
You guys are
Sweet
so
echo.
beautiful. I love this. Okay. Nina. Lizzie, female, dog, in spirit. Does she know I tried and love her?
Oh.
I think the big question there is, does she know I tried?
Mhm.
And this feels to me like, I'm sorry, Julie, I jumped right in.
No,
You know,
no,
you know how I do.
go.
Um, this feels to me like a challenging situation that you worked with and worked with and worked with to the best of your ability with all of the information that you had on hand at the time, and that there was just no solution. Was this behavioral or physical, or I don't know, but you worked real hard
Mhm.
and depleted your resources mentally, emotionally, perhaps even financially, and did everything that you could do. And I have a little guilt about that. And I'm hearing Lizzie say, you know, I really tried to with all of the resources I had on hand, and I got as far as I could get.
Yeah. And I hear from Lizzie, first of all, I feel as if my heart is like expanding as she looks at you. I'm assuming that's your picture there, Nina, as she looks at you and just wants you to know how much she loves and appreciates. And even there's a little bit of her saying, I'm sorry. And I see her like holding her hands like this, and you're in her hands. And I hear her say, in circumstances beyond our control. She keeps saying that phrase over and circumstances beyond our control. We both tried, we both did our absolute best. And I am absolutely thrilled that I got to be with you when I was in body. And of course, I'm not going to leave your side anytime soon in spirit either, is what I'm hearing her say. I hope that makes sense.
I'm going to add to that super quick. As you said, something about holding the heart, Julie. I don't know exactly what it was, but I saw the Grinch. You know, his heart grew 3 sizes that day. And that poor little dog pulling his sled that he was so mean and he was so ugly to. And the learning experience that the Grinch and the dog had together through the process that they went through. I'm not saying you were ugly like the Grinch, Nina, but it feels like this was a huge learning process for you. That there was a lot of energy that you put into Lizzie that also came back to feed you and your own soul and create growth for you as you went through these stages of life together.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Adrian's crying. All
Oh.
right. T, Teresa, Xena, cat, female, alive. Why is she so afraid of being touched?
Okay. All right, Teresa, we're going to connect in with Xena. So again, Meredith says this too, like sometimes names just bring out an idea, and it's just like she's a little bit of a warrior for me, you know, like trying to guard. There's something about her trying to guard. So her feeling a need to have to guard herself. So I want to like just get into that a little bit more with her. Well, Meredith, if you pick up something.
Yeah, I got that too. I immediately got to the armor, the breastplate, the big, bad, tough warrior. And it feels like a front. It feels like a perceived protection. But if you were to tap on that armor in just the right place, it would crumble into stardust. And it's literally sparkly like glitter, like you get stuck all over you at the holidays. There's a trust issue here. And how do you earn that trust? That's your question. So let me ask her that question. There's a chink in this armor somewhere, but it's not a challenge, a puzzle to be found. It's I'm seeing it in Braille now. It's a very delicate, tactile experience to be learned. So how do we get there? Go ahead, Karen.
That's interesting that you're going down that path, Meredith, because I was starting to go down that path too with her. And there's a soul level lesson in this for you, Teresa. This is clearly a soul level lesson in you're thinking that if you can't get her to trust you, then you've done something wrong or that you're not doing something good enough. And there's a lot of your self beating up here in your worry about whether you're doing this right with her. There is something about this. I keep hearing the trust technique. It is a type of, it is a form of learning to sit with and in the presence of an animal so that they get to have a choice on approach with you. And it's more about creating this kind of loving, grounding space within which you both exist that she's looking for from you and asking you to have a lot of patience around. That she's a very sensitive being in her body, and her protective mode, look at what's going on for you and how you view yourself and how protective maybe you are within your own self, because there's a mirroring going on here to ask you to trust within yourself that just being in the presence of her and holding energy for the both of you might be what is the way to understand love with her right now. And then you're not doing anything wrong if she settles into it and enjoys your presence.
So this is completely random, and it flashed, and I said, no, give me something else, but it keeps sticking there and I can't get past it. I see a ball pit, those like kid play areas with the big primary colored plastic balls. And I'm hearing, I don't see the world in black and white, but I see the world in red, blue, yellow. Those are the primary colors, right, Karen?
Yes.
Red, blue, yellow. Everything is red, blue, yellow. That there are only so many ways that I can perceive the world. But then there's also this, so weird, this whole feeling of, if I can just play in this ball pit, it's like sensory integration playground. But I have to not worry about whether I'm squashing a ball. I have to not worry about who's been in this ball pit before and whether things are covered in germs. I have to not worry if there's something underneath that I'm going to get stuck in my foot, a splinter, a nail. There's a lot of worry around this very simplistic sensory play. And Teresa, I feel like that is for you as much as for Xena, and that she's mirroring some level of worry for you. If you can get past some of this worry, some of these fears, and hold this ball pit space for her and embrace the joy of a little kid, or those, reels that you see of a golden retriever just going nuts in the ball pit. Embrace the joy of that experience without the worry that comes underneath it, that you two will begin inching closer and closer together. Yep. She's not going to allow you to touch her because you want to touch her. She's going to make the choice to bring herself to you when you least expect it.
Because cat.
Right? Because cat.
Because not golden retriever.
Right. Yes. Okay, Branda. Chester Copperpot. What a great name.
Great name.
Male Tonkinese, alive. Does he really have food allergies? I feel like it's something more.
I don't even know what a Tonkinese is. I'm assuming that's a breed.
But like a Siamese.
I was raised by Siamese cats. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like it's something more. Whew. I'm kind of.
Yeah.
He's throwing up some shields for me.
Yeah. Not really wanting to share. Like, I have the same thing. And what's interesting is I know a dog named Chester Copperpot, and he keeps showing me my friend's dog.
What is that name from? That must be a literary reference or a TV show.
It might be. I don't know. It sounds Dickens, but I don't know if that is. It's beside the point. Anyway, yeah. Does he really have food?
Should I go into this one then with you guys? If he's
you want to see if he'll share?
Maybe calling you in, Karen.
Yeah.
All right, Chester. He's very proper. I'm feeling a very proper energy, and so I feel like I need to almost like we were talking about Downton Abbey earlier today, you guys, and how like, you know, the proper way of meeting and induction. And so I feel like I'm in like like in one of those tuxes and those black tuxes, and I have to like just be, it's very nice to meet you.
Yeah,
That
like I
kind
need
of a
to send
thing.
my letter prior
Yeah.
to.
Yeah,
and be
may I
accepted
please?
for
Yes.
it.
And
Yes.
will you receive me, please, in the drawing room? So,
Yes.
okay.
But then doesn't it also feel like he goes into the back room after the party's over and just screams and cusses and stomps his feet and acts like an idiot? There's a little bit of, I'm not going to use the word brattiness, but there's a little bit of retaliatory energy that I'm feeling
Righteous
here.
air. Do you feel righteous? Because I feel righteous air. Like in Downton Abbey to some degree, landed gentry.
So, okay, so I'm asking Chester, will he just please allow me to feel his energy so I can share with you, Branda, what's going on in his body? I'm not going to label it food allergies, but I am definitely feeling like a texture. He's letting me just kind of energetically chill with him. I am definitely feeling a texture in what you would call the triple warmer meridian, which governs the immune system, and it's textury. Like I'm feeling like a
Prickly?
warm, textury, prickly feeling, and it goes up my arms, and it goes. I feel like overheated a little. To me, that feels like a reaction or a histamine reaction to something that's going on. But what is it? And I can feel it running down my legs and through my liver meridian now too. So something's not sitting right with his system.
Karen, can I ask you for what I hear?
Yeah.
I hear him say it's not the food, it's the water.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. How does that with the Chinese work that you do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, some cats can really have some issues with water if there's too much fluoride in it, and depending on what area of the country you live in, like tap water, even if you run it through a Brita, it doesn't really do much for it. It could be. Let me ask him. I also feel like I want something to take down some inflammation. Like there's some inflammation going on in my system. Ladies, you know what to suggest for that, but there's like some overstimulation and inflammation going on in my system that is making me like a little jittery and textury.
And I'm stuck on overstimulation, and I go straight to clothing. You all know that I have issues with my clothing. It can't touch me at certain places, and sometimes I feel like I have an itch, and so I have to completely change clothes and cut the tags out of everything that I ever owned and all of those things. There feels like, to me, this is showing up as external because that's what I can relate to, but it feels like it's coming from perhaps internally or systemic. It's just the way I'm feeling. I don't want anything touching me. Now,
this feels to me like
I'm not going to take off all my clothes, but that's what I kind of want to do.
It feels to me like, I don't know if he's on steroids, but something feels steroid. Like it feels like I'm on steroids, whether you're giving him Branda steroids or not. That's the feeling that I'm getting, like that.
Prickly.
I just want to like clear everything out of my system and boil it down to like rabbit.
Yeah. That actually feels good. When you said detox, you were reminding me of that tea that you suggested.
Fluorescence tea. Yes.
Yeah.
Homeopathic vet recommended this to me years ago. Good immunity builder and liver detoxifier. Flor, Flor, Essence, Essence tea from Flora Health. Great gentle detoxifier, might help.
Yeah, when you say that word, I can feel everything just feels bright and light, and clothing can touch my skin.
But I see myself in like a sleeveless, super soft cotton nightgown, like nightgown. I don't even own a nightgown, but it just feels like soft, gentle, and it feels really, really good, like a cloud.
Yeah. So Branda, see if that helps. Let us know.
I would love to know what Brenda has to say about any of that.
I just rattled off.
Yeah.
Keep us posted. Yeah.
The name is from the Goonies I saw, but yeah. Okay.
I saw that too. Yeah. Okay, ladies, how much more time do you have?
We're already at an hour.
I know we're already at an hour. So
it goes so fast.
I know.
I mean,
that was a great little three-way round robin.
Maybe like 2 more. Do you want to do 2 more?
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen,
Chester Copperpot, man, he got all 3 of you guys in there. That was
He needed it.
Chester's a strong one.
wow.
Strong boy. Okay, then I'm gonna do like a random.
Oh, you guys.
Like because there's so many.
Yeah.
So sorry. That we can't get to
scroll
all
and
of them,
point.
but I'm gonna do a
Scroll
scroll
and
and point.
Do it.
And
Okay.
if you okay, here we go. Wait. Is this right? Yes. Carol said, flower, female, cat, and alive. How connected is she to my energy?
Ooh. Well, you guys do. Meredith and Julie, do you want to take this one, and then Julie and I'll take one
Sure.
after that? Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Which one was the character Flower in the movie Bambi? I'm Flower. Was it a little bunny?
The skunk.
The skunk.
It was the skunk.
Was the skunk.
Been a long time since I've watched Bambi, but I do think it was the skunk. Yeah.
Yeah. And the sweetest little like big eye, batting eyes, and carrying a little flower was the skunk. Sweet, sweet energy. The power to make things unpleasant, being a skunk, but retains that because of the sweet, sweet energy. Connected to your energy very much, absolutely. And wow, that feels like you. Like you've got a lot of power, energetic power in yourself, Carol, that most people don't see because you're refined is the word I'm hearing. You kind of keep it undercover, but if need be, the fuse is very, very long. But if you got to the end of that fuse, you would fight for anyone, anybody, anything that you love and care for. But most people don't ever see that part, is what I'm feeling from you. From Flower.
Yeah. And what I'm getting from Flower as far as connected to your energy, I feel, and I hear her say balancing act. So I see a teeter-totter, and if your energy is really, really powerful, like I can see I think that's you in the picture, and you're like holding a flag. You look really powerful there. Looks like you're holding a spear actually to me, but you can be really powerful, and she'll be a little more demure and a little more quiet to help bring the home back into homeostasis. So, and then when you're more quiet, she'll be a little more playful. She'll be a little more flirty. She'll be a little bit more gregarious is the word she's having me use. So that again, homeostasis, so then you can come up out of your shell and maybe not, I hear her say maybe sometimes you can get a little hard on yourself. And so she'll be a little more playful to go like, come on, we got this. Come on back out. But just again, she keeps balancing. Whenever you're really out there, she's quieter, and then vice versa. That makes sense.
I like that, Julie. And I see an image of a seesaw, like an old-timey seesaw on a playground.
Yeah.
And the only way to have fun on a seesaw is when you're at the bottom to actually push back up so that the weight on the fulcrum can shift, and that there's a constant. And then we would try and maintain to like balance in the middle with all of our feet dangling, but then somebody would always let go of that balance and hit the bottom. But when you hit the bottom, you've got to push to be able to get back up to the top. So that I don't have any idea what that means, but that's the image that I'm seeing, is playing on a seesaw and the cooperative effort that it takes to actually make a seesaw fun. Because if you're the joker that jumps off the seesaw and you let your friend hit the bottom, it's no fun anymore, and you don't get to seesaw with me again.
Yeah.
She's saying keep up your end of the deal on this seesaw, and we can continue to trade places back and forth. But if you bail on me, I hit the bottom, that's no fun. And the seesaw we're done here on the seesaw.
She does enjoy her job, though. If you would like helping to keep that balance, she does enjoy. Like she's looking like this out of her side eye. Like I really like it though, to be able to do this with you.
Yeah, I like that.
Cool.
Okay, guys. Last question
one.
goes to Lori. Nick, cat, male, living. Does he have a message for me?
Love the name.
I love that name too.
Nick. Okay, Nick. All right, I'm hearing you are my sunshine, my only sunshine. And I don't want to sing, but I just kind of sang. I'm here, like, boom. I heard that as the message from Nick.
You know what song I'm hearing from Nick?
What?
And I see him strutting down the street with Lori, full Saturday Night Fever suit, chest hair, all the stuff, and just like a woman's walk, no time to talk. You know that what? Staying alive, but it's really fun. Like we're just having fun, staying alive. We're just grooving. We're just having a ball. Like let's just keep on keeping on, and it's going to be tough, but we're just going to keep disco sliding. I don't know why I'm saying these things. Disco sliding into next year is what I'm hearing him say.
He also is giving me this sense of his independence. He has a independent nature about him. I feel like sometimes I feel like he puffs out his energy on purpose to kind of give himself a little more space. But he also is making me feel like you really respect that, Lori, and he does want you to know you give him a lot of warmth. He feels your warmth, and he really appreciates you and your warmth, and that's why he's calling you his sunshine.
Yeah.
Can I interject something here in a minute?
Go for it. We're on the last one. Have at it.
Okay. So Julie got this, Saturday Night Fever thing. So John Travolta is coming through loud and clear for me. And when you think about John Travolta, you got Grease, he was Saturday Night Fever, right?
Yeah.
And then now we're all in, that movie where he played the angel, and now we're
Michael or something.
Yep.
Yeah. And now we got Tarantino and the roles that he's playing and all of these. So yeah, right. So the words that I'm hearing are, don't be typecast, continue to reinvent yourself, try out new things. Nothing's too silly. It's like Cheech and Chong showing up in that Dust, is it Dust Till Dawn? Keep trying new things.
Mm-hmm.
Reinvent yourself. You are who you are, and your gifts can be delivered in all different ways.
And remember, you're my sunshine because you have warmth to give.
I love it. Nick is such a cool cat. Can we ask one favor of you guys?
Sure.
One more. I'm in love with Brucey the pug.
Yeah, there's one of
our
our dear friends. I haven't seen in forever. I guess Super Zoo.
Yeah,
is here with, and we absolutely love her pug,
Bruce.
Bruce, who's a very popular, famous dog. And she
did we meet Bruce?
Yes, you did. You met him at the Super Zoo party. Yes.
Oh,
Bruce the pug.
Okay.
Yes. So, Center, Krista, we love you. Bruce, pug, dog, male, alive. Why is he hacking so much?
Immediate hit, you guys. Movement. I see newborn baby lying on a little pad, and you take their arms and legs and like move them around. It feels like something stagnant. I know I've met Bruce, and I know he doesn't do all of this on his own. Doing some of that with him, but this feels like a bit of a I'm seeing it choking on a peach pit, Krista, and this is you, not Bruce. something stuck here and the need to move this clog, if you will, through. And now I'm seeing a clogged drain and liquid plumber and all of that. There's something you're hanging on to that needs to move through you. Sorry, I went straight to the soul level.
Go for it. I'm going to back that up by saying, from his perspective, he could use a bit of an adjustment in his thoracic spine around check T. I'm checking on the dog numbers. T3, T4, because it governs this area of the chest and the breathing. And I think the stuff's backing up, like the moisture and stuff is backing up here because there isn't free enough like movement, like Meredith is saying. And that may be mirroring maybe some breathing that you need to do for yourself, Krista. But I feel like something needs to like be adjusted in him in here as well, in the spine, like maybe a little gentle. What are you getting? What are you picking up, Julie?
What he was showing me was, and I don't know if y'all were affected. We were really affected this summer by wildfire smoke. And so it just feels like a little bit of either wildfire smoke or if you had dust storms or whatnot recently there too, but something that just kind of it's not chronic or acute. It's not acute or chronic. It's not really bad, if you will. Like it just needs to clear. It feels like what I'm getting is there's just something more weather related. I absolutely agree that there's soul level lesson stuff going on there too, but there's also just a little bit of dust or something. I don't know if you guys had storms. I know you had a hurricane or whatnot or something, right? But he's just reminding me of some type of smoke or some type of allergen, if you will.
Yeah. So if you can help him in all these realms, like get the blood moving, open up the chest a little bit, because if he's been, things could have gotten tight in the mid back from all that. So just open that up so we can kind of go and see if we can get the stuff to flow out, and think about how that relates to what you're not letting flow out.
It makes me feel like I want a massage, a chiropractic adjustment, and a Reiki treatment. Like there's just some blockage here that I would like to hack up like a hairball. If Bruce were a cat, I would like to eliminate this hairball and clear this space in me.
Yeah.
Oh, you ladies are amazing.
You are the best.
Thank you so much for doing this for all of us for the holidays. You had Adrienne crying like the majority of the time.
I'm always, I like that. Some of them just always catch me off guard. You know,
that's how we know we're doing good work, is when we get Adrienne crying. You know.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
It's true.
Thank you for
it's true. So thank you guys.
Beautiful heart, Adrienne.
Oh,
she does. She has a big heart. It's something that I like about her sometimes.
And do you?
We love you guys so much.
I just think tonight was such a gift for so many of us that are missing babies, or just want to better understand the ones that we're loving through the holidays. So thank you guys very much.
Yes.
And thank you to everyone that joined as
well.
Thank
you. Yes. Thank you for everyone joining. These ladies will be back, so it's not going to be your last chance. And you can click the link in the description to get to any of their websites if you want a more in-depth reading with any of your animals, alive or in spirit. We highly recommend it. We've done it. We will continue to do it with these beautiful ladies. They are very, very helpful to all of us, especially around the season where, like you guys said, it can sometimes just be a little bit sadder when we're missing some of our fur babies. So we love you guys so much. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you again soon. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays. We love you all.
Everything.
Yes.
Meowie holidays, everyone.
Meowie holidays.